All right, so now, hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Sue with Homesteading with Sue, and I am going to do a Sourdough Master Dough recipe that stays in it can stay in your refrigerator for up to 5 days, and you can use it for anything, breadsticks or loaves of bread or whatever. You can also use it for cinnamon rolls. So what we'll do is we're going to put in 2 cups of active starter, my 2-cup measure. All right, that's 2 cups. Now we need 2 cups of water. And 1.5 tablespoons of salt. You want to put salt in your bread because it makes it taste better for one, and it helps the active yeast work better. So there's 1.5. And then we'll want 5 cups of bread flour or all-purpose flour. I'm using all-purpose. One. 2. 3. 4. And 5. And I should have used a bigger bowl because I'm not going to be able to let that rise to be 2 times its size, I'm pretty sure. And then we'll just mix it all together. And then we'll let it double to where it's in 2 to 4 hours, depending on the heat of the kitchen or room that you're doing it in. You just mix it all together. And then we'll put it in the refrigerator for 8 hours before we go to use it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my hands to do the rest of it. And because the dough is wet, if you get your hands wet, it'll keep it from sticking so bad. Actually, this bowl I think will be okay to let it rise for 2 hours. And what I usually do is I put a, like a tea cloth over the top of it, and make sure it's all nice and good together. And then let it sit for 2 to 4 hours, and I'll be back. Alright, so it looks like to me that this dough has risen double the size it was. So I'm going to go ahead and just take it out of here and put it in this container. Then I'm going to go ahead and just put this lid on. I'm going to leave 2 of the sides open, and then we will come back and make some items with it tomorrow after 8 hours. Alright, so I'm going to do a couple things with this master dough that we made yesterday. I'm going to actually make a regular loaf of bread, which if you look at or get a hold of Melissa Norris's handmade book, they're in here, and it is, you're supposed to grease a regular pan or parchment line it, flour or grease your hands, and take half of the dough from the bowl and form the dough into a rectangle, rolling it up into a log and place it in the bread pan. You'll let it rise for 1 hour and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Bake it for 30 minutes until the top is golden brown. Pull out the oven and slather with butter. Wait at least 30 minutes before slicing. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of flour out here. And I forgot to, let me do this real fast. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this out of this pan, half of it. If it's not half, that's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. A dough cutter would probably make that easier. Okay, I think that's about half. I am definitely going to put some flour in my hand. We'll knead this just a little bit to get some of the stickiness out of it. Right. Yes, it's springy. That's normal. Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll this up. Go ahead and fold it inside itself. What I like to do is I like to drop it to help it seal together. And then I'm going to put it in this pan. And we're going to let it rise for 1 hour. I'll be back. Alright, so this is what it looks like after it's set for an hour. Now I'm going to put it in a preheated oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Alright, so I already have the other bread dough onto the counter. I'll knead it in just a minute. And the next loaf of bread we're going to do is cheese bread. You take half of the master dough, add about a fourth of a cup of all-purpose flour, and 1/4 of a cup of grated cheese. And you'll roll the dough into the rectangle like we did last time. Sprinkle with 1 cup of cheese and add any other toppings of your choice, or just let the cheese rise or be its own justice, or whatever you want to call it. And I've already sprayed my pan, and then you roll it up, and we'll cook this one for let it rise for an hour, and then cook it at 375 for 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. You don't want to put too much extra flour in it, though. Come on. Funny story, if I was doing this without being videotaped, I would have no problem at all. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spread, or put my cheese in. I'm going to leave some for the top. This one was going to fit in the pan without having to beat it, so to put it, anyway. And I'm going to put some extra cheese on top. And we'll be back in an hour. Thank you. Alright, so I cooked this bread at 375 for 40 minutes. Look how nice it looks. And thank you for watching my video.